In the summer of 1838, a crusading pamphlet was published in London with the title The Narrative of Mr. G-S, an inmate of a madhouse for 15 years, written by himself. The following play was inspired by this pamphlet and by other contemporary records. A Madman of Convenience by Terry James.
The irritating fact is, I failed to get any sense out of the inmate. It was most disturbing. Indeed, I couldn't help but wonder if our informant down in Brighton is misguided or even mischievous.
What did you say to Mr. Griffiths?
Good day, sir. My name is John Jenkins. I'm a Whig Member of Parliament. And I'm led to believe you're the victim of a dreadful Tory miscarriage of justice. To which he gave the iciest laugh I ever heard and said,
My hair is grey, but not with years, nor grew it white in a single night, as men's have grown from sudden fears.
Oh, some such rhyme. And then he behaved as if I wasn't there. All I could tell, his mind may have been either a churning chaos or an utter void.
He might have been silently reciting the next lines of Lord Byron's poem.
Oh, was it a real poem? Oh, my dear Miss Clifford. Oh, I took it for some doggerel Griffiths had invented on the spot. Oh, that could be what drove him into his private world. The blank look on my face must have made me seem an idiot.
My limbs are bowed, but not with toil, but rusted with a vile repose, for they have been a dungeon's spoil.
Oh, very gloom-ridden. But fitting for a man who has been wrongly detained for 15 years. Byron, did you say? As a youth, I was discouraged from reading his lordship. Now, politics leave me no time for poetry.
They're lines from The Prisoner of Chillon, about a priest in Geneva who was locked away when he denounced an invasion by the Duke of Savoy.
Aha. So, a man in the Bethlehem Royal Hospital actually sees himself as a political prisoner. But will he ever say so directly? I don't think he wants to help himself.
You must see him again soon. Or would the hospital authorities let me be his next visitor? I should very much like to meet the victim myself.
I shall try to arrange it. Though you might find it dangerous. Whether or not Griffiths is mad, the place is full of those who are.
There are risks everywhere. Even here in St. James's Park, I sense we are being watched.
The inmate has been mighty polite all morning, miss, which could be an unfavourable sign.
Meaning his politeness comes in a limited supply.
That's the honest truth.
But rudeness doesn't equal insanity.
No, it does. Sometimes it signifies the opposite. But you come to recognise a mad rage from a sensible one. Over his years with us, Griffiths has let loose many an outburst of the mad variety.
You are totally convinced of the gentleman's lunacy.
Why else would he have been here since
1823, sir. 15 years ago. And if he should never have been here in the first place, an occasional rage, mad or otherwise, must have been justified.
I speak from regular observation of the inmate. Without being discourteous, miss, I suggest your views will be tempered once you've met the man. Another visitor for you, Griffiths. A young lady, so try to be more cooperative if you please.
Good afternoon, Mr. Griffiths. I hope I'm not bothering you. My name is Richenda Clifford.
With luck, his good manners will return, miss. But I would ask you always to remain this side of the table. And if you need any assistance, there'll be a porter directly outside the door.
Thank you, Keeper Sampson. I'm sure this meeting will be perfectly civilised.
Then my men will simply escort you to your carriage when you're ready.
Well, Mr. Griffiths, do you suppose this porter is positioned outside in order to eavesdrop? No matter. We must reveal the truth, not hide it. Perhaps you are surprised after such a lengthy incarceration to learn that there are persons in the outside world working for your release. Mr. Jenkins, who came the other day, will reveal your situation to his fellow members of the House of Commons. And I mean to publish a pamphlet, with your consent and cooperation, of course.
Are you young?
Not so very young. But I hope not quite yet an old maid.
I was young. For a very short time.
You certainly must have been young.
Since then I have been old. My middle years have not been allowed to exist.
Your limbs are bowed, but not with toil.
What right have you to say that?
It's from the poem you recited to Mr. Jenkins.
I didn't recite anything. This is not a society drawing room. I spoke out of a burning, a raging, burning...
Are you unwell? Physically, I mean. Shall I send for help?
Let me be!
As you wish. But may I visit you again? In that case, I shall return quite soon. For your sake. And for the sake of a universal justice. Goodbye.
Keep your distance, like you were told.
For what reason?
So that I cannot reach you.
It is a brutal restraint.
It is for your own safety.
Be grateful and go.
My lords, gentlemen, pray silence for the chairman of the Brightonston and County Landlords Association, Mr. Barnaby Fairbanks.
Friends, if you please, now don't squander such a warm appreciation on the likes of me. No, I'm a mere humble functionary of the association. Quite. Friends and fellow members, I hope you agree we have partaken of a fine annual dinner. And now we move on to an even finer reason for being gathered here. The presence of our guest of honour, the esteemed chairman of the Brighton Bench of Magistrates, Sir David Scott.
Well, if you'd believed your eyes and ears tonight, I haven't an enemy in the world.
Except amongst the criminal classes, Sir David. And I swear there are even those you have sent down who bless you for showing them the error of their ways.
Don't be so bloody ridiculous.
Beg pardon?
You're not making one of your fulsome introductory speeches now, Fairbanks.
No, but...
How many repentant villains have you ever met?
Well, there's many a poor landlord I know who repents not making a sufficient profit. Yeah, but they admire you to a man.
Somebody doesn't. And it must be a lengthy grudge that's being held. It concerns the arrest that got me my royal pension. You weren't to be much more than a boy at the time.
Oh, but I heard of it. You saved the king's life.
A deed for which the spoken gratitude of George IV would have been sufficient reward.
Yeah, though £500 a year was a pleasant underlining of His Majesty's thank you.
Yes. Can you never think of anything but money, Fairbanks?
I'm a landlord.
All right. Well, it may be that simple envy of my pension is behind it all.
Behind what, Sir David?
A vicious story claiming I meddled with the case to make it look more desperate than it was.
You didn't, did you?
Ah, Fairbanks, how you swing from admiration to mistrust.
No, forgive me. It was an insolent question. Blame the wine. Don't blame me. Any attack on your honesty is an outrage. If there's some way I can help.
You have many connections. Down through several layers of Sussex society.
Right to the lowest dregs, where and when it suits the business.
And I believe you have ambitions towards a certain parliamentary seat.
A seat where I know you have much influence. I hadn't dared to ask before. Would you think me a worthy candidate?
I already do.
Sir David, what can I say?
What you can do is this. Use your low-life associations to flush out my slanderer. The rumours are out and about in London, but the original source must be this side of the Downs.
And when I find him, Sir David?
Play it so that the blackguard thinks you're willing to help him do me down. And then come quickly to me.
Unless you wish to write your own history down, I shall act as your amanuensis.
Huh?
I shall write on your behalf, if you wish it.
No. Yes. For years, I've never scribbled more than a few words at a time. You must write exactly what I say.
Of course. Initially, it will be in what is called shorthand, but when it is written out in full, you can read it through and correct any errors.
Yes, yes. I shall start now. This is not easy.
If I can help in any way...
Be quiet. That would help me a great deal.
Yes.
It was in March. No, towards the latter end of March, 1823, when I was sitting in my room in Brighton, in Ship Street, Brighton, that my landlady informed me a person wished to see me.
Mr. Griffiths?
To think of him, even now, makes me wish I had hurled him down the stairs.
You would like me to write that?
Huh? No, of course not, you foolish woman. You want the whole wide world to think I really am a madman. What was the last thing you wrote down?
My landlady informed me a person wished to see me.
I intimated that he might be shown up, and immediately afterwards she ushered in a tall gentleman.
I have here a letter, Mr. Griffiths.
A letter? Addressed to me?
No, but I should like you to look it over.
Most extraordinary epistle. Rambling to the point of incoherence. Here, have it back.
It troubles you to touch it, I think.
Certainly. The contents are a disgusting accusation against individuals of such high rank, such distinguished character.
Quite so. Your hasty reading has managed to grasp the essence. Or perhaps you already knew what was written.
Absolutely not. Where did you find such a scandalous document?
Where would you imagine?
How should I even guess? Perhaps it was sent direct to His Majesty.
Please, sir, let us not name names.
Of course not. But I still don't understand why you have brought this filth for me to look at.
Don't you know the handwriting?
Not at all.
Be so good as to turn the paper over and examine the signature.
Who hates me so? How dare they forge my name?
I understand that you are a surgeon, Mr. Griffiths. An exacting profession.
Who told you about me?
Never mind that. I suspect you're a poor young man in spite of what you see as your talent.
I deserve advancement. If my connections in any measure equaled my skills, I'd be on my way to a senior position.
It is no wonder you feel such a bitter discontent. But to take revenge on society in such a way... You have been most imprudent.
Not me. I swear.
There is hope, however, if you place yourself in my hands. I know a way to avoid the worst.
You've not told me your name? Or your position?
Later. For the moment, let us behave as though we've not met. It mustn't seem that you've been prompted in your behavior.
What behavior?
This affair has been brought to the attention of the greater person libelled in the letter. Rightly, he is most indignant. We are talking here. We are talking of high treason, the penalty for which is death.
Death? For 2 pages of mindless ravings, which in any case I didn't write.
That will be hard to prove. I can see only one way for you to avoid the law's most extreme vengeance. You must pretend to be mad. Put on a convincing appearance of insanity and the affair may well be passed over. What do you say?
I must have time to think about it.
There is desperately little time. You could find yourself under arrest at any minute. It's fortunate I am here ahead of the officers, able to take pity on you in your plight. Shall you follow my advice?
If you are convinced there's no other way out. But it is so cruelly unfair.
It was a cynical trap. Forgive me, but I cannot transcribe this outrage in total silence.
Keep your indignation short. Otherwise I shall lose my thread.
I'm sorry. Please continue.
It was only when the stranger had gone that reason took a firm hold. The letter had accused royal personages of gross actions. I was being tricked into confessing to an offence which could never be overlooked. And so I decided to run away. Yet, where could I go?
That's him, sir. The steadiest of the bunch in the corner by the bagatelle.
Thank you. Mr. Newnham?
Yeah? So I am. I'm proud of it.
Might I interrupt your game for a few moments? Or are you playing in deadly earnest?
Well, they can survive without me. Can't you, lads?
I'm over here, Mr. Newnham.
One of them tankards for me?
Certainly. If you wish, you may have both.
No. I'll take a stranger's generosity only so far. You must drink along with me.
Very well. Your good health, Mr. Newnham.
Bottoms up. Now, what's your name, since you know mine?
Barnaby Fairbanks.
Never heard of you. But I expect you'll be wanting something from me.
I understand that you run a lodging house near here. Number 49 Ship Street, to be precise.
I do, as my mother did before me.
Are you old enough to remember a lodger of your mother's, one David John Griffiths?
Oh, that's going back, but I do. He's the one who was arrested. Felt sorry for the poor old scarecrow.
So, you thought his arrest was a great injustice?
But I had no opinion one way or t'other.
You said you felt sorry for him.
Well, he might have been guilty all the same of whatever it was. I spoke my piece in front of the magistrate, never quite knowing what it was all about.
What did you say?
Well, Mr. Griffiths used to practice firing his pistols in the yard.
Did that worry you?
Nah, I thought it was a laugh. But the women folk didn't like it. Thanks for the ale. Now I'm going to get back to the bagatelle. You want chapter and verse? Why not ask the lawyer who had it all took down? Colbatch by name.
But you did not run away. Mr. Griffiths?
No, my pride wouldn't let me. Write that. My pride would not let me flee. I was guiltless, and to fly was the act of the guilty. No, I would stand firm. I would resist any confession. I would deny everything. Absolutely everything.
David John Griffiths.
What do you want?
My name is Jack Trainmore, Constable of the town of Brighton. It's my duty to arrest you in the name of His Majesty the King.
On what charge?
That you did leave a certain document on a table in Donaldson's circulating library in the Old Steam.
It's a ridiculous lie. A person of my standing would not go to such a place.
If that's true, sir, the matter will soon be cleared up. Now, I must search your room.
Why?
I understand that you possess firearms.
Understand? From whom?
Do you or do you not own a pair of pistols?
I do, but I do not possess them.
Pardon me?
I own a fine pair of pistols, but they are not in my possession.
Why is that?
That's all I will say. I elect to remain silent.
Elect what you like, sir. I still have to make my search.
You have no right. Get out of here.
I have my orders, sir.
I am ordering you now. This is my kingdom. While you are here, you are my subject. Will you leave?
When I have made my search. And then you will have to come with me.
I shall do nothing of the sort. You remove yourself this minute. I said remove yourself.
There were other officers waiting below. Eventually I was taken to a jail and thence to this madhouse.
There was no trial.
Only a one-sided examination in front of the very man who first came to my room. By that time I was too terrified to utter a word.
What of your friends and family? Couldn't they have provided a lawyer to speak on your behalf?
They didn't do so, that's all I know. I'd never felt such loneliness before those days. Since then I have known nothing else.
So, they must have taken your frightened silence as the sign of madness.
Came the time I clung to that possibility as my only hope because of the promise I had been made by the first visitor. But write this down. The mysterious gentleman who had offered the plan by which I should not risk capital punishment. That same man turned out to be my judge and jury in one. He was Sir David Scott, a magistrate, and he condemned me to incarceration for the foreseeable future. I looked him in the eye, foolishly hoping to see a hint that in reality my freedom lay not so very far away. But his gaze had a cruel satisfaction that made me quake.
So kind of you to see me, Mr. Colbatch. I know how valuable each moment is to a busy solicitor.
Quite so. How can I briefly help you?
Is it correct that all the legal papers of the case against David John Griffiths are stored here?
David John Griffiths?
A sadly unhinged young surgeon of Ship Street.
Ah, yes. But they will be buried behind a decade and more of other depositions.
They cannot easily be excavated?
For a suitable consideration, I could set a clerk to the task. But it would be a day or so before you could advantage yourself of his labours.
Is there another way? For instance, do you have a detailed memory of the case?
You're asking a lot, Mr. Fairbanks. What I do recall is that the matter of Mr. Griffiths did not get so far as a trial. The young gentleman was quickly locked away in the interests of public safety.
You approved of such a move?
It seemed necessary at the time. He was a great danger to the nation, you know.
Did everyone think so? Obviously not.
King George IV was not universally loved. Some persons might have welcomed a plot against him.
Persons who are still with us today?
Doubtless they aren't all dead and gone. But if you're asking me to name names, I cannot.
Well, at least one of the villains was arrested. I believe Sir David Scott personally apprehended the criminal.
So it was recorded.
Who actually led Griffiths to the cells?
I think it was a Constable Trangmar.
And is this Trangmar still a law officer?
No, he retired a while ago.
Where could I find him?
My clerk Danebridge might be able to help you there. Time presses on, and I must absent myself from your inquiry.
Are you feeling better today?
Why should I be?
I came yesterday, but was advised not to bother you.
Did you? I slept very little after your last visit. This reliving of my past makes me fearful.
I think I understand. I'm pressing you for too much detail. Shall I make do with what I have?
No! They must know the rest!
What's up, miss? Is he getting out of hand?
Everything's all right. Mr. Griffiths is getting into the spirit of his dictation.
Is he? Well, I'll be outside in my usual spirit of standing by.
Thank you, Porter. This is the longhand version of what you have told me so far.
I don't want to read it.
Whatever. We reached the moment where you were taken to Lewes Prison. I'm ready.
I was not held in Sussex for long. And for that time I spoke to no one, and barely a word was addressed to me. Then came the day of my transfer, which I, for a foolish moment, thought might be the day of my freedom. Instead, I was treated out and out as a madman, my arms bound about me by a strait waistcoat, and the men who conveyed me to my present home spoke of me before my face with no respect whatsoever.
What a sorry character, eh?
Save your pity.
Oh, he looks a harmless sort of lunatic. Why does it take two of us to secure his delivery to Bedlam?
Bedlam?
Be glad he can't get a hand to your pistol. We like to play with pistols, don't we, prisoner?
Be no one in from the other.
Weren't you warned about him? Laddie here was going to try and shoot the king.
Preserve us.
He had a fine pair of pistols hidden beneath his jacket and a ticket to the Chapel Royal where His Majesty was going to worship.
This is a blatant lie. Who told you such a thing?
Be quiet.
I will not. I am a loyal subject. Never in my wildest dreams have I planned to kill King George.
Yeah, there is a dangerous light in his eyes.
Turn this carriage back. I demand justice. I demand a full hearing. I was only arrested for writing a letter. Falsely arrested.
Oh, yeah.
I know nothing of assassinations or tickets. Who stands to gain from such an accusation? I demand a proper trial.
You want to be executed for treason?
I am innocent.
Of course you are. That's to say you believe you are, which is why you're being taken to a madhouse. If you'd shown any signs of guilt, you wouldn't be so lucky.
Lucky, eh? I think I'd rather die than go where he's going.
Oh, he'll waste away soon enough.
You'll never get me there.
Coachman, stop the horses!
I'll leather you across the face if you kick.
Oh, you all right?
Do I look it? Use your pistol on him. What, shoot him?
Yes. Why don't you?
Just hit him, you fool! Yeah.
By the time I regained consciousness, I was chained to a wall in this place. And from then on, my every action was taken as proof of insanity.
No wonder you've been so angry.
My anger will be here when I am dead. It will haunt those who wronged me. My anger already exists outside this feeble body.
Reaching back down to the Sussex coast.
Don't humour me.
I'm not. You've mentioned Constable Trangmar, who arrested you.
Curse him to the marrow.
You should bless him now. He is the one whose conscience has cracked. Without his revelations, Mr. Jenkins and I would never have found you here.
That's him, with the uplifted expression on his face. I suppose that's why they call it High Church, there's a couple of our clerks who are followers of Pusey and Newman.
But not you.
Incense makes me sneeze. I prefer legal dust. So, I shall go back to searching out those papers for you. You are clear which man I mean.
Yes, cheeks like shined-up apples. Here, an unofficial consideration for your trouble.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Fairbanks. If there's any other small talk,
I'll let you know. Good morning, sir. Oh, the light shining from your eyes suggests it must have been a fine service.
It was gloriously revitalising.
Would your church ever receive a poor sinner of a landlord like me, do you think?
It received me and transformed my life.
Oh, I can't believe you ever were a true sinner.
If you will slowly walk with me, I'll tell you about it. I'm expected at my house within the hour. My daughter worries if I'm late, even though my health is so greatly improved.
Oh, you've been unwell?
I had 1 foot across death's threshold, if the doctors are to be believed.
Incredible.
More than that, miraculous.
And your faith saved you?
No. Remorse saved me. Faith came later. By the by, I am Jack Trangmar.
Barnaby Fairbanks, transfigured at making your acquaintance. Which way shall we go?
By the seafront, if you please.
Lead off, Mr. Trangmar, and you set the pace.
It was exactly as I've heard it described. Somehow I took leave of my own body and floated up into the highest corner of the room. From there, I could see my daughter quietly weeping, and the neighbour stood by the door, white as a sheet. He was looking even paler than my own face that lay on the pillow below me. And the doctor, wringing his hands, declared in a broken voice, "He is beyond my help, and probably beyond the help of any surgeon."
A cheerless announcement.
Oh, for the others. But it didn't worry me. My mind was fixed on the word surgeon and beyond help. Let's rest on this bench.
So, let me guess. The fear of the surgeon's knife sends you hurtling back to rude health.
No, the doctor's words stirred a long-forgotten guilt over a young surgeon it had once been my duty to arrest. It came flooding back, and I think my life was saved because my attention was grabbed by something outside the matter of my own health. Later, it became clear that God didn't want my soul gathered in till I'd put an injustice to rights.
From what you say, you must be a law officer.
No longer, but for 20 years I was constable in this town.
And you once arrested a surgeon? What had he done? Cut up the wrong patient by mistake, eh?
My request, Mr. Speaker, is that the matter be at last dealt with by the House Committee for Pensions in an open hearing, and that it be dealt with at the soonest opportunity. I don't wish to sound a perpetual echo in the ears of my honourable friends.
But you do, sir. That's the trouble.
Nevertheless, I will repeat, the victim of this injustice lies rotting in confinement, and the sooner the truth is out and the victim is free, the better.
I call on Her Majesty's Minister for Pension.
Mr. Jenkins, I understand you had a triumph in the House today.
Yes, thank you, Lady Walton.
Why did you have to attack Sir David?
Mrs. Musgrave and I differ in our party sympathies, but we both have a long-standing affection for Sir David Scott.
If anyone can prove I'm misguided, I shall temper my accusations with much relief.
Otherwise, you will be influenced by the young person who has just come in.
Richenda, my dear, it's been too long. I'm glad you haven't totally forsworn your old friend.
Lady Walton, Mrs. Musgrave, Mr. Jenkins.
Clifford?
I have some interesting news for you. Oh? My son is to be married. I'm very pleased to hear. To a Bavarian countess. That will be wonderful for him. Yes, it will. How tragic that you lost your child.
Come, Mrs. Musgrave. One or two ladies over there have yet to hear your joyful news.
I've been keeping away from Lady Walton's because of that woman. And to avoid Sir David.
I'm assured he's in Sussex. That's why I thought it convenient to meet here.
It's grand news about the hearing. When will it start?
In 2 weeks.
That should just give us time to publish our pamphlet.
Splendid. How goes the dictation?
We have reached his transfer to Bedlam.
Uh-huh.
What is it?
This morning, I saw Sir Robert Peel's signature on the official letter committing Mr. Griffiths to the asylum. It presented him plainly and without explanation as, quote, a lunatic, and took responsibility for, quote, the customary expenses of clothing, etc., together with the charge of his funeral in case he dies.
To their embarrassment, he still lives. But why such a high authority as Sir Robert Peel?
To impress the reigning monarch with their party's diligence. First, they arrest Griffiths for writing an apparently rude letter.
Which he denies.
No matter, because up comes a second, more serious charge, which buries the first. Attempted regicide.
Without ever going near the king.
Nevertheless, the guilty man is quickly dealt with. Packed off to Bedlam with the blessing of the day's Secretary of State, Sir Robert Peel. His Majesty honours the arresting magistrate with a pension, and perhaps a few genuine anti-monarchists are warned off. Mr. Griffiths proves very convenient to the party in power, and as a designated lunatic, how can he protest?
Now, what is it, damn you?
Mr. Fairbanks wishes a word, Sir David.
Torrent of words, more like. Send him in. Oh, and bring another log or two. This fire is dying even faster than my reputation. And another bottle of hock.
Mr. Fairbanks.
Come in and shut the bloody door. I'm all of a shiver, even if it is summer.
I have good news.
And I have bad news. Oh, good heavens, have I stopped your galloping tongue in its tracks?
Only if you wish me to be silent.
No, but I'll tell you my side of the story first, since I've not yet told anyone else. Even my wife sleeps upstairs in blissful ignorance. My actions with respect to the safety of the late King George are to be scrutinised by the Pensions Committee of the House of Commons. What have you to say to that?
Our party may not be in power, but it's said that a committee can be less partisan than the whole house.
Logs and wine, Sir David.
Give me the bottle and see to the fire. Quickly. Oh, come on, man. There, take a glass, Fairbanks.
Willingly.
Sir?
Yes. Yes, you're right about the Commons committees. But I must be able to make a clear appeal to the committee's sense of fairness. I need to know beforehand the smallest details of what will be said against me.
Ah, that's my good news. I'm in touch with the source of your trouble, a former constable called Jack Trangmar.
Trangmar? Yes, I remember him well enough. He took charge after I'd apprehended Griffiths. Where does his grudge come from? I always treated Trangmar well.
The grudge seems to come from heaven.
This wine isn't that strong, Fairbanks. Makes sense.
Former Constable Trangmar gained a guilty conscience on what looked like being his deathbed. After a miraculous recovery, he let his spiritual welfare fall into the hands of a high Anglican. This eager priest, learning of the aforementioned guilty conscience, pressed our convert to make thorough amends.
But on what grounds, damn it? Trangmar's only responsibility was to do his simple duty as directed by the magistrate, who happened to be me.
The Almighty has directed him otherwise.
Oh, it's the old story. A religious backing for all sorts of skullduggery.
Oh, it's an ungrateful world.
It is. Have another glass and we shall think up a way of dealing with the holy Mr. Trangmar.
That door should not have been left open, miss.
What was that horrible device above his head?
Griffiths is the inmate you should concern yourself with.
I should like to know all the same.
In there was a different madman altogether.
You still think Mr. Griffiths is mad?
Well, he calmed down greatly because of the attention you're giving him.
If a man I just saw received a kinder attention, would you need to pour water onto him?
I doubt he can be helped either way. It's only one or two of the doctors who still believe in the water treatment.
What is the principle of it?
A cooling of the blood in the brain.
And if the patient catches his death of cold?
All the better for him in this case.
Why is that?
You don't really want to know.
I do. But you don't want to tell me.
You wouldn't thank me for it, miss. Here's the right door.
Good day, Mr. Griffiths.
Good day, Miss Clifford. And a good day to you, Keeper Sampson.
Oh, quite. I'll be on my way.
Everything to date in longhand. In case you've changed your mind about reading.
My eyes are too tired.
A moment ago you seemed in better spirits than I've ever witnessed. Was it Keeper Sampson who upset your mood by refusing to return your greeting? It isn't easy for you or him. But there's already a change in the way he talks about
So the two of you talk about me?
Of course we do. How can I run a campaign to get you out of here if I don't talk to those who will release you? It doesn't stop him being irritatingly secretive when he wishes.
Concerning me?
No. Not you. We passed a poor man with a water device over his head.
Oh, they did that to me in my earliest rages.
Shouldn't we put that in the pamphlet? I'm ready for dictation as soon as you like.
I don't wish it in. Some people will read it and wonder if they needed to go that far with him. They must have felt they were justified.
But that goes for your whole story.
No. Up to then, I was a victim of trickery. The water treatment was administered by a doctor who genuinely believed me insane.
Is there anything you wish to add?
Yes. This. Since being in this place, there have been times when I thought I was mad. The days and seasons passed, but after a while I ceased to notice, except when a glimpse of the world outside these walls forced itself upon me. One day, a keeper passed me in the yard, stared for a moment, then went off towards his colleague.
See that poor fellow over there?
Griffiths, you mean?
That's the one. He doesn't know it, but his father has died.
Oh. Is there money?
Who knows? If there is, it'll all go to a younger brother, unless our friend makes an unlikely recovery.
I heard what you said.
Did you now?
Is it true? About my dear father? If he is dead, I beg you to let me go, if only for one day, to pay my last respect.
Impossible.
For an hour even, I implore you. When did he die? Is he in his grave yet? If not, I must see him before earth is piled on his coffin.
Go back to taking your exercise, Griffiths, or we'll lock you in early.
Can't you see my tears?
Oh, well, now, get hold of me, sight.
Please.
His tears look genuine enough.
You should know better than that.
I beg you.
These madmen are deeply cunning.
Ah?
They use any trick to get outside these walls.
I felt as if the gulf between me and liberty had widened. My brother now had an interest in my madness. He possesses an inheritance which would have been mine. Any hope that my family would ever seek my release was buried with my father in his grave. One thought obsesses me, that my oppressor is not himself content. This is a faint consolation for all that I have suffered.
I hope you will gain more consolation than that, after the parliamentary committee is sacked.
I knew nothing much of Parliament and its workings even before I came here.
They will discuss the injustice of your situation.
Why? Give me the real reason.
Don't underestimate your importance, Mr. Griffiths. I shall bring you a report of Mr. Jenkins' speech about you.
Don't bother. I don't trust the man.
But that's...
Ungrateful? I think not. He'll obtain regard enough elsewhere. He won't need my thanks. Mr. Jenkins does not strike me as a natural benefactor. Unlike you.
Even if Mr. Jenkins has ulterior motives, he has worked mighty hard on your behalf.
I don't deny it. But I'm glad you stood in for him as my visitor.
Yes, sir.
Please, don't be embarrassed. I'm not about to rush into a foolish declaration.
I wouldn't expect such a thing.
So you can gather your papers and go.
I shall rush to the printer once I've transcribed the shorthand.
As you wish. Who is waiting outside?
Trouble, miss?
No, not at all.
Why should there be trouble, ma'am?
I'm ready to go, that is all. If you would escort me out to my carriage.
Certainly, miss. Come this way.
She knows the way. Just stop her being grabbed by any lunatics.
Come on, miss.
I shall bring you the printed proofs as soon as possible, Mr. Griffiths. Goodbye.
It's a great racket here this morning, miss.
So I noticed on my way in. Mostly from the man receiving the water treatment.
Him? Pity they don't drown the bastard.
Why is he so hated? And why will no one say what he did?
There's been talk of nothing else since they brought him in last night. He was found trying to eat his infant son after he'd bashed the poor mite's brains out on a hearthstone. Blood and raw flesh all over the place. You all right, miss?
Please, let's keep walking. The inmate who did that horrible thing. He must have come from a background of such awful poverty and starvation.
No. Wealth and privilege, miss. He's the nephew of a baronet. Else, he'd have been headed for a quick hanging.
Where's our man? Over by the lady chapel. Talking to the vicar? In this church, it's the priest.
I'll hang back a moment. You go and interrupt them.
Jack, you look healthier every time I see you.
It begins to worry me, Father. A few aches and pains remind one of the world.
No doubt they'll return when the good Lord thinks you can take them in your stride. Have your friends in London had any success?
I received a letter from Miss Clifford. The prisoner is in slightly better spirits.
Will he be released?
Now it depends on events in Parliament, but there's clear hope.
Goodness, Jack. This could be a second miracle.
Please, Excuse the interruption.
So you came after all. Father Mark, may I introduce Mr. Barnaby Fairbanks?
Welcome to St. Olave's.
My exceptional pleasure to be at such an inspirational service.
Thank you.
Barnaby has been lacking spiritual welfare. I told him, come to the Church of St. Olave.
We, in turn, are inspired by the Anglo-Catholic movement at large.
May I introduce another new member of the congregation? Sir David Scott, chairman of the Brighton Bench of Magistrates, patron...
How do you do?
Father Mark.
Father Mark, and Mr. Don't tell me, I know that face very well. Constable Trangmar, isn't it?
Yes, sir. As was.
What a wonder to see you here.
You two have met.
Why, in years gone by, we worked handsomely together. Mr. Trangmar and his fellows were the mainstay of the law. Not seen your face for some time, Constable. Where have you been?
Mr. Trangmar has not been well, but has made a wondrous recovery, thank God.
I'm still not completely well. Will you please excuse me?
Shall I walk you home?
No, thank you. My daughter is outside.
My presence here seems to have upset the man.
That is hardly surprising.
Oh?
Mr. Trangmar has been much occupied with a case of unfair imprisonment.
What case is that?
Of a man called Griffiths. I believe, Sir David, you were the magistrate involved.
I believe I was, though we are looking back many years.
All the more reason to put matters to right.
If they are wrong. Father, is there somewhere less drafty where we could talk?
Follow me to the church house when I've spoken to the few remaining parishioners. But bear in mind that we shall still be in the sight of God.
Bear that in mind, Fairbanks.
Do I have to be there too?
Mr. Fairbanks is happier waiting in the carriage.
Having done his job as go-between.
As you say. Though I suspect your brand of worship has caught his interest more than he expected.
You are purely here to hunt down your antagonist.
Father, whatever Mr. Trangmar has told you, we always work together amicably. It is possible, don't you think, that his illness and his conversion, should I call it that, might have jumbled his mind over the matter of Griffiths?
He has seemed very lucid to me. As he tells it, he arrested a man for one offence, only to learn later that the accused was sent into endless imprisonment for an entirely different crime.
This is not an entirely uncommon sequence of events. Earlier you talked of us being in the sight of God. Well, some men feel they've entered a similar sort of state when they've been arrested. They are in the sight of the law. This sometimes makes them admit to a darker offence than that for which they were first taken in.
Did Mr. Griffiths confess a darker offence?
He revealed it, in spite of himself. I have here a letter, Mr. Griffiths.
A letter? Addressed to me?
No, but I should like you to look it over.
A most extraordinary epistle. Rambling to the point of incoherence. Here, have it back.
It troubles you to touch it, I think.
Bring it near me again, and I shall tear it to shreds.
You admit to writing it?
I admit nothing. Nothing. Nothing.
It's couched in language of such great resentment, such huge anger.
It is the work of a madman.
Your signature appears on the second page.
A forgery. What else could it be?
Perhaps you wrote it in a fit of madness. I'm told you like to fire off a pair of pistols in the yard of this house.
Yeah, I am a mighty fine shot, but I have no great park in which to practice my skill. I am a king amongst marksmen, if only you knew, which is perfectly fitting, as I'm also a king amongst men.
You seem to have a right royal opinion of yourself.
And you should show a subject's respect. Take yourself off to the Chapel Royal and pray.
His Majesty is due in that very place tomorrow morning.
Yes, I am. I am, indeed. Let the usurpers beware.
After which he calmed a little, though I was left in a state of fearful anticipation. It seemed clear to me that he was now planning more than a vicious and vulgar but merely written attack on...
On whom, Sir David?
On His late Majesty, King George IV. Oh. The letter had also attacked the King's brother, the Duke of York.
Perhaps Jack Trangmar was not aware of these complexities. It seems to me that you and he should have a serious conference.
My opinion, precisely.
I shall have a word with him.
I'm away to town on business for 2 days. Shall we meet next Wednesday morning?
You are welcome to meet here at the church house.
I'm most grateful, but it would be better if Mr. Trangmar could bring himself to the law offices of Colbatch and Blythe.
I shall put it to him.
That way we can go through the papers on the case. I can show him details it won't have been his responsibility to know. And on the reverse, it may even be that I have something to learn. If I've been mistaken, I'm eager to know it, though the letter which started it all was an utterly shocking document.
Are you able to tell me exactly what was in this letter?
Why a delay of 2 days?
I truly do have business in London. Nothing to do with this mess, but Trangmar deserves to stew a while. Did you see his expression when he saw me?
It didn't surprise me. He hasn't been well.
It was shame. Shame at being confronted with his true victim. Once I get him into Colbatch's dingiest chamber, I shall bury the blackguard in legal documentation. I shall have him begging for permission to withdraw any accusation against me.
How will he come to that?
His sluggish brain will be so sodden with whereases and heretofores that he'll be afraid to cough before the committee in case he purges himself.
Well, won't Father Mark bolster up his spirit?
I don't think so, now. Cheer up, Fairbanks. You're not due for damnation yet. By Wednesday noon, we shall be quaffing the finest champagne.
Now, you know I never wilfully keep you waiting.
Of course I do. I expect you've been made very busy by your little difficulties.
Oh, those are nothing, Lady Walton, I assure you. But I have had to attend to more than my usual share of magisterial duties down in Sussex.
I wish I could face the world's arrows with such nonchalance.
Mrs. Musgrave, you always address me in a mood of exquisite cheerfulness. My spies hadn't told me otherwise. I'd be convinced no trouble has ever passed your door.
Oh, Sir David, you're a scoundrel.
Judging from some looks I'm getting across this room, one or two think I'm a king of scoundrels. But they'll be proved wrong.
I'm sure they will, though it saddens me that any of my guests should cause you discomfort.
I don't see Miss Clifford and Mr. Jenkins amongst them.
Recently, their appearances here have been as rare as your own.
They have been too ashamed to come.
No, I'm sure they too have been very busy.
Just go and wait for me, Clara.
By the little bridge, miss.
Yes, thank you. Poor girl. She'd be much happier with a mistress who didn't do good work.
Yes, possibly, but what of Griffiths' brother? Would he see you?
His wife received me, and Mr. Edward Griffiths came into the room for perhaps 5 minutes.
Did he explain why he refused to see me?
I didn't think it was tactful to ask.
All right.
Obviously, they are in a perturbed state.
Oh, they'll lose a fortune, that's why.
Not so great a fortune. And anyway, Mr. Edward was already making his way in the world when his elder brother was arrested. And he married into money.
Who said so?
Mrs. Griffiths. And I believed her. I also believed her husband when he briefly told me what happened after the arrest.
What did occur?
They received a severe warning. David Griffiths would only avoid trial for treason if the family shunned him and kept the matter totally secret.
A warning from whom?
From the office of the Secretary of State, they thought. But it wasn't documented.
Ah, that would have suited everybody, of course.
No! It broke the father's heart. He longed to visit his son, but was terrified to do so.
I apologize.
Forget your apologies. And explain to me why it would have been any use to the government to keep father and son apart.
Because the last thing the authorities wanted was a treason trial. Much better to have Griffiths locked away as a mad potential regicide. Glory for those who caught him, and protection for the king against open slander.
Because the letter would have been read out in court.
Yes. I'm beginning to wish I could see this letter Griffiths denies writing.
Perhaps it was destroyed.
Yes, that wouldn't surprise me.
Do you think Mr. Trangmar knows in detail what was in it?
He might. I've been meaning to visit Brighton and find out how his spirits are holding up.
Well, I expected him to be late.
Why so?
His nerve is failing. His campaign of calumny against me is crumbling, and he knows it.
I understood we were to look for the possibility of a mistake on either side.
There was no mistake on my side, Mr. Colbatch.
You were the lawyer on hand. Can you remember a mistake?
I remember the whole matter being dispatched in great haste.
For the sake of His Majesty's safety?
Yes, but if a mistake was made...
Has anyone looked through these papers?
My clerk has taken a glance. What do you say, Danebridge?
I haven't found an obvious discrepancy. Perhaps the former constable is the only man who knows what we should be looking for.
A bunch of villains up in London seem to know, but their detailed accusations are being saved for the Commons Committee. How long is it since I sent Fairbanks to winkle the fellow out?
23 minutes, Sir David.
I'm afraid I have to leave you now. Danebridge will have to preside over this meeting.
Very well, Mr. Colbatch. I simply hope we shan't still be waiting here at your return.
Good day to you.
Is there anything I can do for you, Sir David, while we wait?
Well, I don't want a blessed cup of tea, if that's what you mean.
I was thinking more of going through the problematical papers with you.
I thought you hadn't found any.
It struck me you might like to peruse them yourself before I showed Mr. Colbatch. My employer is a touch ambiguous over this case.
Do you mean he could favour my disgrace if there's a chance of it?
It's possible.
But you are on my side.
I don't always want to be a lawyer's clerk.
Show me the troublesome evidence.
Curiously, it's not in the deposition made by our constable.
Mm-hmm.
It concerns a lady who was an acquaintance of the accused.
What sort of acquaintance?
Perfectly respectable. A Mrs. Best, who lived a few streets away from Mr. Griffith's lodgings.
Best, I don't remember her. I saw so many witnesses in such a short space of time.
Trankmar's been taken from us.
What?
He's dead? No. He and his daughter have been spirited away. Their house is all locked up.
Damnation.
The nearest neighbour said a private coach called in the middle of yesterday and removed both Trankmars and a good measure of luggage.
So, the Whig conspiracy is protecting their most precious witness. Until we can find him, let us attend to another problem. Mr. Danebridge.
Sir David?
Show me what you've discovered amongst these dusty papers.
Mr. Chairman, on behalf of the committee, I have an urgent question to put to Mr. Colbatch.
I have a suspicion, Mr. Jenkins, that you come armed with a quiver full of urgent questions. However, Lawyer Colbatch is here openly to answer anyone who has something useful to ask.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Colbatch, this morning I had at last a chance to look thoroughly through the assembled legal depositions on the Griffiths case.
I hope they proved satisfactory.
They did not, sir.
But why not?
To go straight to the point, they proved defective in at least one very important deposition. And I have to say that it may turn out there were other crucial omissions.
Would there be any sensible explanation for this occurrence, Mr. Colbatch?
Mr. Chairman, the papers in question have been in storage for 15 years.
Also, perhaps the mice feasted on one or two sheets, and being selective rodents, they happened to choose the very papers this committee wished to see.
If Mr. Jenkins would care to specify which particular paper is missing, I shall instigate a search.
You are most considerate, Mr. Colbatch. The paper I first wish the committee to see is the deposition by Mrs. Best of Marine Parade, Brighton.
This will, of course, necessitate my immediate return to the south coast.
Is it so essential, Mr. Jenkins?
Inasmuch as I may well wish to call Mrs. Best before the committee, yes, Mr. Chairman.
Very well. Mr. Colbatch, you are excused until the missing paper is found.
Or isn't found, Mr. Chairman.
Damn it all, how is it that Jenkins should go straight to it?
Now, here comes our honest lawyer.
Gentlemen, one question. Must I go to Sussex on this futile search?
Will they call the woman anyway?
Without a doubt. And the continued absence of her deposition will only show you in a bad light.
Fairbanks, I seem to recall that you left Mr. Colbatch's chambers in a rush the other day. Perhaps you accidentally gathered up documents which weren't your own.
Perhaps I did.
Are they here in London?
Give me an hour to check.
Mrs. Best, it's not easy looking back to 1823, but would you try to tell the committee something of the character of Mr. Griffiths at that time?
When I met him at the hospital where he worked, it was clear he needed befriending. He was highly strung. Something of a lost soul.
Was he vicious?
Oh, not in my company. But he had a way of showing off if nobody took any notice of him.
How so?
Well, he had this pair of pistols that he would fire at the heavens from the backyard of his lodgings.
Mr. Chairman, many a high-spirited fellow has fired his pistols into the air without even the wildest thought of killing another human being, if they were all locked up.
Who would be next? Some of our fellow members of Parliament who shoot off their minds.
As my colleague rightly says, Mr. Chairman.
Now then, Mrs. Best, what was the local reaction to this pistolry?
His landlady and fellow lodgers were nervous at it. Also, it made a great noise. So one day, when Mr. Griffiths was off being a surgeon, Mrs. Newnham, went into his room, removed the case of pistols, and brought them to my house for safekeeping.
And did you still have these pistols in your possession on the day of Mr. Griffiths' arrest?
Yes, I did.
Here is the printed edition of your history. It has already caused a stir of sympathy.
The narrative of Mr. G-S.
On legal advice, we had to leave all names incomplete or disguised. But the Commons Committee already know your full name.
The narrative of Mr. G-S, inmate of a madhouse for 15 years, written by himself. What was the point, after all?
To create a swell of public anger. Readers will be outraged whatever name is on the cover.
But it's my story. My name is important. Take it away.
As you wish. Shall I go now?
No. That will give a bad impression. And I want to talk to you about some writing I've done on my own behalf.
Oh.
A very difficult letter, almost certainly a pointless letter, to the young lady who was my intended.
You never mentioned a fiancé before.
It would have been unfair on the lady. I didn't want her trapped amidst the self-pity you were writing down for me.
But you've written to her now.
Did I ought to send a letter? She's unlikely to have waited for me. No, I won't send the letter.
Doubtless you had to write to her to finish that part of your past.
Well, then my action was a great failure. My head buzzes with thoughts of her, even though she may be a wife, a mother. She will have aged, though not 1,000 years like me. Or would a woman have the faith and patience to wait, Miss Clifford? What would you say to that?
It is just conceivable. But I shouldn't cling to the possibility.
No. Though only someone who waited that long would have a true sense of how much I've suffered.
I'm not in a position to agree or disagree with you.
I'm making you uneasy, just like last time. Curiosity is at the bottom of it. You will think it impertinent. It's too late to care, but ever since your very first visit, I've wondered and wondered, why has a fine-looking woman like you remained unmarried?
You aren't the only one to wonder about this. Sometimes I even wonder about it myself.
Well, you must have had offers.
Oh, yes.
Is Mr. Jenkins married?
No, except to politics and certain causes such as your own.
So you say. But perhaps he took on my cause in order to get near to you.
I think he would have revealed his secret intentions by now. The marvel of Mr. Jenkins is that he has treated me as a working colleague above all else. I don't think my appearance repulses him, but his mind is elsewhere. Naturally, there has been gossip about us, mostly led by a lady called Mrs. Musgrave, whose son tried hard to gain my hand earlier this year.
Why did you reject him?
I have no parents alive. They died of typhoid fever when I was 15. The elderly cousin who became my guardian was as cold and distant a human as ever lived. In his house, I was forced into an independence of spirit. 9 years later, I still have it. I'm used to it. Perhaps I even relish it.
But you live for others.
Because I choose to do so.
Are you rich?
Yes.
When I leave this place, I shall have an inheritance to collect.
Yes.
That will occupy my energies enough without thoughts of courtship.
Mr. Griffiths, it looks to me as though you are going to be very sensible.
Which will greatly surprise the world. I wonder, would you take this letter with you when you go?
The one to your fiancé?
I don't want it sent, and yet I can't bring myself to destroy it.
You don't mind if I put it on the fire?
As long as I don't see the ashes.
To make it clear to the committee, Mr. Newnham, your mother ran the lodging house in Ship Street, Brighton, where Mr. Griffiths was living in 1823.
Yes, sir. He came to live with us from the year before that.
And you were used to his little ways.
What little ways? Don't leave us behind, Mr. Jenkins.
I apologise, Mr. Chairman. I was meaning the mild and inoffensive eccentricities that most of us get away with in life. If there isn't a plot set up to put us away into a lunatic asylum for personal gain.
I think I had better ask the questions before a riot breaks out. Mr. Newnham, what do you particularly remember of Mr. Griffiths?
His personal untidiness and his fondness for his pistols.
Which were sneaked away from him?
Yes, sir, and took round to Mrs. Best's house.
Is there any way Mr. Griffiths could have retrieved the pistols?
Eh?
Well, suppose Mrs. Best was mistaken about holding on to the pistols until the date of the arrest. Would it have been possible that Mr. Griffiths sneaked the pistols back into your mother's house? Hidden about his person, for instance.
Oh, well, there wasn't the sort of pistols you could hide, Your Honour. Blooming great things they was.
Mr. Chairman, can this be particularly noted, given that the magistrate claimed Griffiths had pistols secreted in his clothing, ready for the assassination attempt?
To make sure, Mr. Newnham, could you describe the pistols to the committee?
Well, they were very big, sir. More like horse pistols than anything else.
Thank you.
Most gracious of you to receive me.
A friend of Mr. Trangmar's, you say?
We worship at the same church in Brighton.
How did you know he was here?
It is not unknown amongst his real friends.
He swore he hadn't told a soul. Not even his parish priest.
Jack Trangmar's always been prone to slight exaggeration.
Unlike yourself, Mr. Fairbanks.
I don't follow.
Suppose I were to put the record straight and describe you only as a slight acquaintance of Mr. Trangmar, but a close associate of Sir David Scott.
Well, I wouldn't totally deny it, but I'm here to rescue Mr. Trangmar from a great mistake. How did you know of me?
Probably from the same pool of gossip that brought you to my door. I'm certain my guest won't wish to see you. He came here to avoid you and your associate.
Then, with permission, I shall put my case to you.
Go on.
I have here 2 letters. Both were written by Mr. Griffiths before his arrest.
Supposedly written, I think you mean. Does one of them concern King George?
Yes, miss. And the other was submitted as evidence at the time by Griffiths' friend, Mrs. Best. If one is genuine, so's t'other. Compare the hand, innit? I should like Jack Trangmar to read them before he goes before the committee and claims that an arrest should never have occurred. Now, this is the one written to the lady into whose care the famous pistols were taken.
So you're admitting that Mr. Griffiths did not have his pistols?
No longer seems worth denying.
Mrs. Best, the liberty you have taken I overlook, on condition that you instantly restore to me that which is mine. As they were taken, so let them be returned. I once more recommend prompt attention to the just demands of David John Griffiths, the descendant of Charles, the supposed martyr.
Doesn't it make sense that a man who thinks himself descended from Charles I might be willing to take a shot at a usurping Hanoverian?
How do you know it wasn't some sort of private joke between them?
The tone of voice doesn't strike me as very jocular.
And the second letter?
If Mr. Trangmar had read it all those years ago, his attitude would be very different today. Is there no way I can show it directly to him, now that you've seen the first letter?
I don't see that things have changed.
Oh, I do. I feel hedged in by embarrassment. This is not a letter I would wish a lady to read except under these most desperate circumstances.
To the subscribers of Donaldson's Library, George IV committed buggery at the Dolphin, East Cliff. Your patience would indeed be exhausted were I to enumerate the acts of those 2 monsters, George and Frederick, upon each other, brother upon brother. Now they're lodged amongst us in that bugger's Sodom which the populace ought to pull down about their ears and bury the inhuman monsters in their filth. To answer to the above charges, the undersigned is prepared. D.J. Griffiths, 49 Ship Street, 22nd of March, 1823, Brighton.
I'm sorry, Miss Clifford, but would you and Mr. Trangmar really want the writer of those vile words back out into the world?
It's a truly sickening letter. But it was written by an anguished young man.
A dangerous young man.
A disarmed man, who, if he was as dangerous as you say, would have found weapons to replace those taken from him. Instead, he fretted and blustered and did nothing.
He wrote this letter.
Have you never written or spoken in anger?
Not like that.
No. No, nor I. Nor anyone I know. But I don't think either of these letters would change Mr. Trangmar's evidence to the committee.
Nothing will.
Jack!
I've come down to say you're wasting your time here, Mr. Fairbanks.
I disagree, Jack, because, if nothing else, I'm glad to see you're fit and well.
It's surprising, but I believe he means it.
Maybe, miss. What are these letters?
Sad reading from the past.
Sir David does not wish the longer letter to be passed around the committee. Even though it is the raving of a madman, he prefers not to have it generally seen. Does that not push your conscience in a new direction?
Take them and do what you will. My conscience is what it was before I read them.
Goodbye, then. And the best of health.
You oughtn't to have read about such awful things, Miss Clifford.
I've heard of worse deeds since I started my visits to the asylum. Mr. Griffiths entrusted me with another letter today.
Who's it to?
His fiancée at the time of his arrest.
Poor lady. Have you read it?
No. He asked me to put it on the fire. If he wanted me to read it, it's too late now.
Now, Mr. Trangmar, we seem to have at least two versions of the arrest itself. At the time when His late Majesty George IV honoured Sir David Scott with a pension, it was officially stated that Sir David, at great personal risk, carried out the arrest himself. What have you to say about that?
I arrested Mr. Griffiths, while Sir David waited down below in the boarding house.
In his printed personal history, Mr. Griffiths claims that Sir David came and visited him earlier than that, and suggested he pretend to be mad.
I believe there was an earlier visit, but no arrest was made until I arrived at Ship Street with my men.
So you arrested this dangerous man?
I did my job. He put up a slight struggle. Nothing to worry about.
Mr. Chairman, could we first hear if the constable was prompted to search Mr. Griffiths' room?
Prompted?
Was he told to look for anything in particular?
I was told to look for a pair of pistols by the magistrate.
Did you find them?
Not then, sir. I found them in a different house at a later hour and delivered them to Sir David.
Did you find a ticket to the Chapel Royal?
No, sir. But I was told later that such a ticket was discovered on Mr. Griffiths' person.
Didn't you search the arrested man yourself?
I did indeed, but I found no ticket. Perhaps I missed it.
Or perhaps it magically appeared in his pocket when he passed into other hands. Or perhaps the ticket never existed at all. I fear we shall never know. But, Mr. Trangmar, wasn't it the case that the primary reason for Mr. Griffiths' arrest was his supposed writing of a scurrilous letter? A letter whose horrors the committee only knows by hearsay?
The magistrate had informed me of a letter.
What did you think when the prisoner was accused of plotting to shoot the king at the Chapel Royal?
Everyone was aghast that His Majesty might have been murdered.
A sort of general madness, would you say?
Very like that.
Though the magistrate might have purposely stoked the panic with false information for his own glory.
It particularly crossed my mind much later, when it was announced that Sir David was to be awarded a special pension.
Why didn't you speak out at the time?
I was too cowardly.
What has made you speak out now?
A wish to die with a clear conscience.
Thank you, Mr. Trangmar.
We have been watched here in the park, but only by the usual gossips.
Oh, how did you find out?
Lady Walton told me. She's been pressured to drop me. She won't, of course.
The Trangmars have left your house?
Yes. I tried to persuade him against an immediate coach journey. His health has collapsed badly in the last few days, but they've gone.
He performed well. The only time he seemed rattled was when I mentioned the elusive letter. Never mind. The committee has only to hear Sir David, and that will be that. Then you can go and tell our Mr. Griffith the good news.
I would rather you did that. It's more your triumph than mine.
You're being overgenerous. But as you wish.
Mr. Chairman and members of the committee, I have been long enough associated with the law to know when only a short speech is in order. I shall say simply that if any of you had been present during the turmoil of that weekend in 1823, not one would have stepped in to prevent the incarceration of David John Griffiths. If any of the evidence was slightly exaggerated at the time, it was done out of a natural fear for the safety of the reigning monarch, and out of fear for the lives of many of his subjects. I was advised in my own defence to show the committee a libellous letter written by Griffiths against the late king. I have rejected that advice because even a limited private airing would besmirch that monarch's memory. But I swear to you that this evil letter was clearly written by a man in a state of deranged anger and aggression. Such men easily become assassins. And if the king, who was not then at the height of general popularity, had been killed, there would surely have been further bloodshed. As for my pension, all I can say is I did not actively seek it. It was a generous gift from a grateful king. I should have committed an act of disrespect to refuse the honour.
Thank you, Sir David. Now the room must be cleared by all but members of the committee.
Watch them go, as fast as their legs will take them. The cockroaches of the press. The Whig newspapers in Sussex have been running a full transcript of the committee's hearings.
Good luck to them.
And here's a man who hardly helped.
Sir David, Mr. Fairfax.
You're too late to save me, Lawyer Colbatch. Her Majesty Queen Victoria will receive a recommendation that I be stripped of my ill-gotten pension.
I am sorry if it was ill-gotten.
Are you?
But, having just come up to town again, I wanted to tell you the news from Sussex.
Do we have to hear it?
The High Constable has received a petition that you stay on as a magistrate, signed by 1,122 inhabitants of Brighton.
Is this your doing, Barnaby?
Absolutely not. I might have rustled up 80 or so, but this, it's astounding.
What is more, they are persons from every rank and from all parties.
From all parties, eh? Well, that will not cheer the arch-Whig Mr. Jenkins.
Why are you here?
To bring good news.
Why couldn't she bring it?
Oh, another engagement. And besides, it's a long time since I had the opportunity to visit you myself.
I didn't grieve over your absence.
You should not grieve now. You should rejoice, sir. Rejoice. You will no longer be the hostage for another man's fortune. Sir David Scott has finally been stripped of the pension he gained by falsely accusing you. It can't be too long before you're released from this terrible place. Have you still nothing to say? Your face is so severe. Is there nothing in what I've told you that can make you smile?
This is the first I have heard of it.
Heard of what?
That a man gained money from my imprisonment.
And I told you so myself weeks ago.
Who is this man?
Sir David Scott. The magistrate who supervised your arrest, the one who tricked you into appearing mad.
And he is now in prison?
Well, no. No, he's in disgrace. He's been stripped of his pension.
What pension?
The one given him by the late King George for supposedly saving his life.
And now I shall be king.
You will be a monarch of your own destiny, once certain formalities are gone through.
Bring this man Scott before me.
Well, perhaps you could confront him once you are in the outside world.
I want him chained to this wall when I make my departure from this hellhole.
Not possible, I'm afraid, even though it would be a pretty sight.
So where's my justice?
You're slipping away, my dear fellow, if you do not retain a sense of proportion. Please accept that.
I will accept nothing from you. You've tricked me.
The only person to trick you was Sir David.
Bring him to me, and I shall break him, just as I can break this chair.
Ever since I can remember, the sun has shone wondrously for my garden party.
You deserve it, for being so kind. Especially to the likes of me.
Because of your campaign with Mr. Jenkins. Oh, don't be a silly. I invited him too. I also invited Sir David.
Yes.
Richenda, my dear, as a favour to me, would you exchange a few words with him? He asked me if it could be arranged.
Why on earth should he want to speak to me? Unless he wants to curse me to my face.
Very well. I'll tell him it's impossible.
No. Since it's your request, I shall see him.
Thank you. I promise I shall not be far away.
Oh, Lord.
Miss Clifford.
Sir David.
How kind of you to be gracious in victory.
I do not see it in terms of battle.
Your friend Mr. Jenkins certainly does.
We only wish to right a particular wrong. And mightn't you stop calling me Miss Clifford? You've known me as Richenda since I was a child.
So I thought too. But there came a strange series of occasions earlier in this year when you would not even allow me to catch your eye across a crowded drawing room. It was a little while before I discovered the reason, that you were plotting against me.
In the end, it seems you plotted against yourself. A sight of the offensive letter might have shocked some of the committee onto your side.
Fairbanks should never have shown you the letter. The intention was only to shake Trangmar out of his righteousness.
It had no such effect. But as I said, the committee could have reacted otherwise.
And the contents would soon have become public knowledge. 15 years ago, we had to work fast to ensure that wouldn't happen.
You admit that Mr. Griffiths was committed on a false charge?
I admit that actions were taken in the interests of the king and on behalf of the nation as a whole. And I assure you that your victim bore all the signs of a potential murderer. As a magistrate, I had seen the type often enough.
So his individual rights were sacrificed to your instinct.
Excuse me, please, miss.
Yes, Clara.
This note came for you.
Thank you. Oh, no.
Can I help you?
No, thank you. A friend in trouble. Please, excuse me. Mr. Jenkins, a relief to see you in one piece.
The doctor says I am. But I still feel so shaken up. I'm not sure there isn't something missing.
How could it have happened? Today of all days, the day of success.
Mr. Griffiths didn't see it that way. By the time he'd finished, his furniture was fit only for putting on a fire. He was huddled in a corner, whimpering that they mustn't take him from the room, let alone the asylum.
Did he attack you directly?
No. It simply felt that he would. Oh, I've never been so terrified in my life.
It was my fault for not being able to face him after reading his letters.
What letters?
One to Mrs. Best, claiming to be a royal steward. And the other one.
The one I most wanted to see.
Barnaby Fairbanks brought them to my house to try and distract Mr. Trangmar.
And you didn't tell me. You didn't warn me.
I was too upset.
Yes. Because you knew Griffiths had tricked the two of us. We should have taken note. There was a warning in his very own narrative. The keeper who says, These madmen are deeply cunning.
We all try to be cunning in our own way. Even if Mr. Griffiths was a little mad to start with, the mistreatment he received, the extra accusations were enough to push him into a deeper madness. I saw him try to surface from that hell with dignity and intelligence. I'm ashamed because I failed him at the last minute. I'm ashamed because when I should have been helping him to face an outside world to which he might return, I was at a garden party. I was at a garden party re-establishing a friendship with the man who destroyed him all those years ago. I am ashamed.
He hasn't moved from that corner for 3 hours.
What's he saying?
No words I can make out. But he's been keeping up that moan for ages. His throat must be raw.
I wrote to her. Why hasn't she replied? I wrote to her. Why hasn't she replied? She must have known the letter was really for her.
In A Madman of Convenience by Terry James, David Griffiths was played by Jack Claff, with Samantha Bond as Richenda Clifford, John Shrapnel as Sir David Scott, and Colin Jevons as John Jenkins. Maxine Audley was Lady Walton, Elizabeth Kelly, Mrs. Musgrave, Timothy Bateson, Fairbanks, Norman Jones, Colbatch, Timothy Carlton, the committee chairman, James Green, Father Mark, Ronald Herdman, Keeper Sampson, Ian Lindsay, Trangmar, James Simmons, Newnham, and Andrew Wincott, Danebridge. The director was Janet Whittaker.